Ground ball. McClain, second. 12 in a row. The oldest team in professional baseball has its 5th ever winning streak of a dozen straight.
Our job every day is to try to kick somebody's ass. I mean, that's why we're here.
You don't choose this life. It chooses you. Cincinnati Reds, heartbreaking hope in one jersey. Let's talk about it. Every April starts fresh, we believe again. Young guns on the rise, feeling hope in the win. But by June we slipping, watch the season decay. And by August I'm just praying we don't fade away. They say next year, man I've heard that for life. Like a broken record echoing through Queen City nights. They trade our stars, keep pinching those dimes. Rebuild on repeat like it's stuck in rewind. Still I show up, red hat on my dome. Walking in the GABP like it's my home. Even when they lose, I ain't losing my soul. Cause this team, this pain, it's what makes me whole. Yeah, it sucks to be a Reds fan, I won't lie. But I stay loyal even when the hope runs dry. From Dundevato, from Ellie to McClain, I'll be in that crowd, singing through the rain. You can laugh, you can joke, you can call us cursed, but I wear that red proud, for better or worse. I don't switch, I don't quit, I don't hang my head. Cause I'm red, till I'm dead, red till I'm dead. Griffey and center, that sweet left swing. Back when the city thought we might win a ring. Now it's budget ball, cut corners, trim hope, selling dreams every season like it's part of the joke. But this ain't just baseball, it's bloodline deep. My granddad wore red, now it's passed down to me. Through the highs, through the lows, we still in the fight. We don't chase easy, we built for night. I seen Hart breaking 9 innings flat. I seen a no-hitter wasted, yeah, imagine that. But we keep riding, we don't turn away. Since he faithful, stay loud, even when sky's gray. Yeah, it sucks to be a Reds fan, that's real. But I'd rather hurt with pride than fake what I feel. They don't get it, this pain, this pride is the reason we show up even when dreams die. Laugh now, we'll rise when it's least expected. Cause loyalty like this can't be neglected. I don't switch, I don't quit, I don't hang my head. Cause I'm red, till I'm dead, red till I'm dead. But we love this team through the wins, through the mess. From the bleachers to the streets, it's a city that reps. Ain't no love like this, no regrets, no steps. You ever love something that keeps letting you down? Still standing tall while the world calls you a clown. That's Reds life, it's scars and pride. It's the fire in our chest that never dies. So keep the fake fans, we don't need your cheers. We've been riding in the dark for 100 years. And when the day comes that we rise again, we'll remember who stayed, not just who pretend. Yeah, it sucks to be a Reds fan, but I ain't ashamed. This love runs deeper than just wins in a game. No matter the record, the losses, the spread, I'm red till I'm dead. Yeah, red till I'm dead.
Hit deep center field. And Keel going back at the warning track. Oh, he got one. It's gone. Joey Barlow is delivered.
Welcome in, Reds fans. Today is July 25th, 2025, and the Reds begin a crucial series with the Tampa Bay Rays at Great American Ballpark. We are your Chatterbox Reds pregame show. I'm Mike, and next to me is a guy who dyes his hair blonde just in tribute to Eugenio Suarez. Ricky Logan, how are you doing today, bud?
Oh, you already know it. I'm preparing myself for the Suarez return.
That's right.
Doing pretty well. Pretty good Friday. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. I'll be doing even better if the Reds can get a win here. We had a couple things come across the wire at the beginning, so we'll talk about some news, and we'll talk about some of the trades that have happened that I think maybe have some or Reds fans may be interested in because they may have some effect on the Reds and what they choose to do this weekend. But first. We have a new proud dad. Scott Barlow has joined the paternity list, and so the only way that he can get a day off from Tito using him in the bullpen is to go join the paternity list. And instead, the corresponding move is to bring Luis May back. Luis May, who has spent some time here in the majors. He throws 102, 103 miles an hour. But sometimes doesn't know where it's going. He's been a little bit better, I think, since he's been back down in the in AAA. But I think he gets a chance to prove that maybe he belongs. Because if May comes out and pitches well, I don't see why when Barlow comes back, it's not Lyon Richardson that's gone back down, right? So, what do you think about this move and what May might be able to do for this club going forward?
Yeah, first off, congrats to Scott Barlow. We're both dads. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Probably the best part about living, honestly. But him getting a day off hasn't happened much. He's been one of the most used relievers for them, so he's having a much needed break. But as far as Luis May, he did struggle to start the year here, but he went back down for the month of June. He's pitched 6 1/3 innings, allowed 1 hit, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. 3 of those walks were in a outing on July 19th where he only got 1 out. But he bounced back his last outing. He had 1 hit in an inning and had a strikeout with no walks. So maybe he's starting to turn the corner a little bit here and getting back on track. But yeah, Luis May, when he's finding the strike zone, he's untouchable.
Right. Yeah. And, he's still young, and it's somebody that I would expect that we would see in our bullpen from years to come. Hopefully comes out, starts the season with us next year. But, he's somebody that I think of when I think of like the wild card of what this team could be, because I don't think the Reds are going to do anything like extremely explosive. Maybe May ends up being in one of the trade deals that we send him off in. I don't know about that, but there is, I could see a world in which we buy and sell at the same time, and maybe we sell Pagan and we bring in somebody, but it's just like we turn it over to Luis May, maybe even bring up Zach Maxwell, and we say, all right, show us what you got, kids, and that, maybe that works, maybe that doesn't. But it would be good experience for sure that I would imagine them seeing, seeing what they got, right? Seeing what they have going into next year and how they can project their bullpen going forward. So we'll see. We'll see on what happens. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully Tito doesn't have to use him in a high leverage spot. But then again, I'm like, well, the only way he's going to learn is by pitching in high leverage spots in AAA are not the same as they are in the big leagues. So who knows? We'll see. Hopefully he's here and, potentially here to stay. It would be cool to, just have that weapon out of the bullpen. That's just like, all right, you struggle against velocity. Here's 103. Good luck. But I figure we could also talk a little bit about some of the other kind of Reds news going on. Hunter Green pitched a bullpen, or I guess a rehab start in Arizona, and I believe he's now going and he's going to pitch a game for Louisville and is kind of eyeing the Pittsburgh series for coming back. We saw Rhett Lauder finally pitched in Arizona, and seems like everything went okay. So, I think a lot of us had kind of chalked that up to we're probably not seeing him this year, but if we can get something there, especially if somebody like a Nick Martinez is shipped out, having reinforcements like Rhett Lauder joining the rotation later in the year, maybe to even manage Chase Burns' innings, could be pretty helpful. What are your thoughts on those guys?
Yeah, I mean, Rhett Lauder being out for most of this season kind of put a hamper on being able to trade Martinez this year. I mean, I still kind of expect them to, but also you could really sell high on Lodolo right now, and with them being out, kind of puts a hamper on that also. But yeah, I mean, Lauder's the number 2 prospect in our farm system, and when he came up last year, he was really good. What do you have, a 1.77 ERA last year? Like, he was really good. And then Hunter Green, like when start the season, he's arguably the best pitcher in baseball, and yeah. I think him may be more mental coming back this time as opposed to the original return from the groin injury. So hopefully he gets over that and it is just a mental hurdle and he can come back and we can have at least Hunter Green in the rotation on the major league roster for this season. And it'd be a huge addition. That would almost be like a trade, honestly.
Yeah. somebody that you don't have to give up anything to acquire one of the best pitchers in the league. If we can come back in and do that, that'd be awesome. I'd love that. Let's talk a little bit about some of the trades that have happened. So the people that notably that have already moved, there is Josh Naylor last night traded to Seattle for 2 pitching prospects. Gregory Soto, left-handed reliever, traded to the Mets for 2 prospects that, it's pretty hard to look at that and not think that the Reds might have been able to also pull together something like that, but maybe they weren't in on him. And then the big news later on today, Ryan McMahon traded to the Yankees. And why that's notable, I think, is because they were huge players in the Suarez market, right? Their third baseman has not been producing, and they had really been in to try to help with that. And now I'd imagine they're not. So that's just one more seller off the book, brings the price down. Hopefully, we've lots of people have spilt an opinion on Suarez. I like him. I think he would definitely help this team, but I'm not willing to give up, anyone in our top 10 probably for him. And that's surely what he's going to cost. So I don't know for a 1-year rental to a guy who's 34. We'll see. I think the Cubs, probably the Mets, and the Mariners probably are all still in. And while they may not have better prospects, I think they're more willing to part with prospects more so than the Reds. So we'll see how that affects our trade deadline. Ricky, what are your thoughts on whether they should do, whether they should go and which direction they should go here with Suarez or others?
Yeah, I think I have like a weird take on it all. I think that they could honestly buy and sell, kind of like Detroit mostly sold last year, but they did buy some. But it would have to take an extraordinary offer to get rid of Littell right now, just because he is healthy and he is pitching very well. And I've even seen some reports on possibly shopping Abbott, and it's like, stop. But I put something out today about Suarez, and mine, I kind of like major league talent, but still like sort of a prospect. Like first base is an issue for Arizona right now, like giving up Naylor. Potentially we could trade CES and include a prospect with that, like maybe a Chase Petty, or and include like a Carlos Jorge too. But it's also a rental. Like that's the struggle. Like if you're guaranteed an extension after the season, I'd like, yeah, go for it. But we also need a power bat in the lineup, and he's leading the National League in home runs. So it's like, pick your poison,
Right. And I'm also sympathetic to people that are like, hey, these prospects are prospects, but not just because they're like a highly rated prospect does not guarantee that they are going to be even up in the big leagues, let alone a good big league player. So, the odds are, I'm looking at the top 10 of the Reds prospects. We got Burns, Stewart, Lauder, Collier, Duno, Petty, Tyson Lewis, Edwin Arroyo, Sammy Safura, Hector Rodriguez, right? That sounds great. All of us have, especially your diehards following you, Ricky, and what you're posting and following Chatterbox, have heard of all of those guys and are excited to see almost all of them, right? But the odds are that not all of, probably only half of them are even making it to the big leagues. And it's pretty hard for us to think that one of Collier, Stewart, Duno, and Arroyo, that 2 of those 4 may not make it, but they might not, so this is where it's important for I'm looking at the MLB pipeline rating, but the Reds obviously have their own internal ranking and see what they're available. And like for example, Nick Senzel, right? Nick Senzel was way up on these prospects, and then he did make it to the big leagues, but I don't think if anyone would have complained if we would have traded Nick Senzel and then he had the career that he had in the majors, right? And he seemed like a can't miss guy, top of the draft. So you just never know. Even CES, right? CES is crushing AAA pitching. He comes up here, he literally swings at everything, and he bats, under 200, and you can't stay in the majors. So you just never know how some of these high prospects are going to be able to handle being in the big leagues. So I I guess I am sympathetic to people that are more willing to part with it, part with any or with prospects. I mean, so I'm of two minds there. If I'm going to do something like that, for a guy that we're going to have for 2 more months, as a rental is not something that I don't know if I'd be interested in, but we'll see. We're not the Reds front office. We're not the one that's
Probably for good reason.
Yeah, exactly. We're the ones that don't have to take grief if they do something. We just spout off here what we think they should do, and we don't really have to reap any consequences for it.
Do you want the 2019 top 10 prospect list?
Yes, hit me with it.
Nick Senzel, Taylor Trammell, Hunter Green, Jonathan India, Tony Santillan, Tyler Stevenson, Michael Ciani, Vladimir Gutierrez, Jose Siri, Leon Richardson.
Right. So 4 of those 10. Now, granted, I would argue that the farm system here right now for the Reds would have been rated better than what it was then. So it's not apples to apples, but for sure, what Hunter Green, Tyler Stevenson, and Leon Richardson, and then Jonathan India, obviously he did contribute, but then we turned him into singer. But then the rest of those people are, people that pretty forgettable Reds if they ever were Reds, right? So you people do have a point when it's talking about, hey, maybe we're too willing to hold on to prospects. But anyway, there's a game today, by the way, a very important game against the Rays. We appreciate all of the discourse in here. Nick Kirby, he says, "Don't cave, Mike." You can imagine where he thinks about prospects. He sees the top 10 and sees the next great Big Red Machine. So we'll see. Hopefully, if that happens, I'd give Nick a hug. Just I'd say you were right. I can't believe it. Why did I ever doubt you?
Yeah, you guys can give Nick a hug on Tuesday at Chatterbox Reds night.
Wow. Look at that. Now that's what we call a transition in the business here. Yeah. Ricky and I actually will both be there. Nick will be there. Trace will be there. A lot of people that you see on these pregame shows and postgame shows will be there on the 29th, Tuesday, the 29th. We're going to be at Smoke Justice and then also at the ball game. So I think it starts at 4:30 and the first 50 people. Is that right? First 50
get a Chatterbox t-shirt.
Get a t-shirt, which I've been clamoring for all this time. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to meet some of you all face to face. I hope I see you there. But yeah, it should be a great time. I'm really looking forward to it. And before we get moving, also please like the stream. It looks like Nick Kirby's in the chat, so our overlord is watching. So we need lots of likes. Please get this moving. We appreciate everyone that's here and a part of the chat and the discourse. So thank you very much. But please like the stream so we can get in front of more Reds fans. Nick says 2019 was the 27th ranked, 27 out of 30 for farm system. So that makes sense. That makes sense from some of the names that you read off there.
And you can tell we haven't done anything in the last decade. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Let's talk about this game that we got going on here. Pretty important series against the Rays. The Rays, I don't know, Nick has mentioned this, but last year at this exact time, we played them, lost 2 out of 3, and basically ended the season. So hopefully we can turn that around and sweep them, or at least take 2 out of 3 against the Rays, who have the exact same record as us and are in a yet much closer to a playoff spot because of where the American League stands. But let's go through this lineup. Ricky, what do you see in here? What's something that sticks out?
Yeah, we got TJ Friedel leading off, center field, Matt McClain up in the 2-hole, second base, Elliot De La Cruz, shortstop batting third, Austin Hayes in the outfield today in left field, Gavin Lux at DH versus a right-handed pitcher, Spencer Steer at first base. He's been surprisingly one of the better defensive first basemen this year, so that's really pleasant surprise. Tyler Stevenson catching tonight, giving Jose Trevino a day. Will Benson starting in right field. I'm sure Nick's very happy about Will Benson starting today, which we should be. He deserves it.
I'm happy too.
Me too.
So,
Me too.
Yeah,
he deserves
I'm
it.
happy there too. Yeah.
And Noel Marte rounding it out, batting ninth at third base.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, notable. No Jake Fraley. We'll see. Spencer Steer. I was interested. It seemed like that maybe in the game that the one of the games he might have come up a little bit lame, or might have, tweaked something in his leg a little bit. And that's why we saw like Santiago Espinal at first base. Right. And so I wonder, he seems to be back in the lineup, and we all know that he is, he's very willing to play through pain or play through an injury. Whether or not he can be effective at it or not, we'll see. But yeah, it's good to see that. Hopefully it wasn't anything serious. I guess my only thing here is Noelvi Marte in the 9-hole. I guess I don't know what his specific numbers were through the Nats series, but I think I'd like to see him a little bit higher up in the lineup here.
He had 4 hits versus the Nationals.
Yeah, he's been driving people in, and just something a little bit closer to the action, to where it's just like, we'd be able to give him a little bit more opportunities to drive in runs, maybe with Ellie or Austin Hayes on base. But once again, I still feel pretty good about Stevenson Benson. I probably would have put him after Steer, or maybe after Lux, one of the two. But either way, it is. I think it's it's okay that at least he's in the lineup, and we're going to be able to see hopefully him contribute against this Rays team here. Our starting pitcher, Nick Martinez, obviously got the win with a bounce back effort against the Mets. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, and 5 Ks. Started off, I think, gave up runs in the first 2 innings, 1 in each inning, but then really settled down. Only went 5 innings, but his bullpen's pretty rested because of our day off and Nick Lodolo's complete game. So, I'm fine. In my mind, these are playoff games. Like, these are games that we need to, like, if we are going to convince the front office that it's okay to add to this team and not sell, like, we have to win, So I'm fine with the Nick Martinez 5-inning game with a fully rested bullpen, and get us to the end here with a couple runs. So what are your thoughts on Nick Martinez and what he could be doing this week, or I guess this start?
Yeah, he had a good start last time out versus New York. 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He does have a 5.18 ERA over his last 7 starts. He has been kind of struggling finding the zone. I would like to see him be just more aggressive. I know when he's kind of a fast worker, not like as fast as Brent Suter as far as like going, but like he's probably one of the more like quick, being ready to throw the next pitch. But this could potentially be his last start for the Reds. I guess we could talk about that a little bit. But career versus the Rays, batters are 3 for 12 against him. Matt Dice is 2 for 4 with the home run. Josh Lowe's 1 for 1. Ha-Seong Kim is 0 for 2. And Jose Caballero is 0 for 1. But I'm still not seeing any lineup for Tampa yet.
I was about to say, we are normally here to bring you the lineup, and we can point that out to you. But from everything we're seeing, the Rays haven't even posted their lineup yet, which is like we're less than an hour toward first pitch. So who knows what's going on here? So we can't really talk through their lineup, but we can talk about their starting pitcher, Zack Littell. Zack Littell, I think they got him from the Orioles last year, but he's 8-7 with a 3.53 ERA. He did pitch against the Reds last year when in this exact series. So it was on 7/27. So like in the series that we're talking about, where they took 2 out of 3 for the Reds and basically ended the Reds' chances. He pitched. He went 7 innings. Sellers. He went 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts in a 4-0 win for the Rays. So Reds got shut out against him, and kind of really cemented our fate there. However, the 2 people that have the best numbers against him are 2 people we've added since, right? Austin Hayes and Gavin Lux. What are their numbers against him?
Yeah, so active Reds are 9 for 30 with no extra base hits, but Austin Hayes 3 for 6, Gavin Lux 2 for 3, Ellie 0 for 2, Will Benson 0 for 2, Spencer Steer 1 for 3, TJ Friedel 1 for 3, Noelvi Marte 1 for 2. I think I saw in the chat that the Rays lineup is out. We could talk about that in a little bit, I guess, but Career versus the Reds, Zack Littell is 1-0, 0.90 ERA, 9 strikeouts. Most of those were as a reliever. And then, like you said, last year, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and basically turned us into sellers.
Right. Let's hope that we don't, you know, it's crazy. I read that and I'm just like, man, I really hope that doesn't happen to us today. He's a guy that throws 5 different pitches and doesn't throw a single pitch over like 30% of the time. Throws slider, splitter, change up, fastball, all these kind of things. And it's just like, oh gosh, please. I hope the Reds are able to see him all right and be able to do a pretty good job hitting for tonight and give Nick Martinez some run support. Bullpen wise, both teams had a day off. The Reds have had 2 days off. Bullpens have 2 days off because Nick Lodolo pitched a complete game in their last one. So one, I guess, guy to potentially keep an eye on, Pete Fairbanks is their closer and has been kind of in trade talks as well. So in the same way that Pagan may not end this series as a Red, Fairbanks might not either. So we'll see how all this thing is going, but just be aware that the Rays, may choose to sell here, and it may lead to something where potentially helps the Reds in their favor.
Yeah, I think having the basically 2 days off for the bullpen's huge. Tony Santillan hasn't pitched since Sunday, and Sam Moll threw 29 pitches on Monday. Ashcraft only threw 9 pitches on Monday, so he's basically hasn't pitched in a week. So, I mean, if these guys can be rested, and I know that the Cowboy says, rest is rust, but I think at this point,
did you see Tony Santillan's first outing after the All-Star break? He struck out Soto, Alonso, and Vientos. Like, just blew them all away. 1, 2, 3, bang, bang, bang. I was like, that's a guy that needed a rest.
He's back. Yeah.
So Big Tony had been really limping into the All-Star break, and then got some break finally, and then was back to the Santillan that we remember. So I'm never going to shy away from some people like that, Santillan and Barlow getting some much needed rest from all their usage. So
yeah.
Rest of this series tomorrow at 6:40. So it's an evening Saturday game. We have our ace and our all-star Andrew Abbott, AAA, as Eric or Corey T likes to call him. All-star Andrew Abbott, who's 8-1 with a 2.13 ERA, going against Ryan Pepio, right-handed pitcher, 6-8 with a 3.59 ERA. Pretty good ERA, but I believe he was one of the main pieces that the Rays got back in the Tyler Glasnow trade with the Dodgers. And then Sunday, we got Brady Singer going at 140. He's 7-8 with a 4.84 ERA versus Shane Baz, their young, prospect pitcher, who's 8-6 with a 4.66 ERA. So anything stick out to you for the rest of that series besides we just need to win?
Yeah, I just need to win.
Yeah. Hopefully we're able to string together some hits that's going to carry over to the rest of the series, rest of the month, rest of the year, please. Just, let's get hot. I'd love for, win, and we don't need a 10-game win streak. Let's win 7 of 10, win 12 of 15, something like that. Where it's like, let's get on where we're just like, we're stacking series and we're maybe throwing some sweeps in there and beating the Pirates and beating teams that we should beat, as well as playing competitively with, the Dodgers and other playoff teams that we're going to face here. So that's what I'm hoping for. Hopefully we're going to be able to experience that. Do you have an NL Central rundown for us, Ricky?
I got a small one. Brewers are actually on top of the division now, 61-41.
That's nuts.
Yeah, them and their voodoo magic. I don't know how they do it. Cubs 60-42. We're in third place, 53-50. The Cardinals are half game behind us, 53-51, and the Pirates are 42-61.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll be able to stack another. Just keep going in the division. I mean, the division feels out of reach, but And who are the Padres playing? That's the Padres and the Giants are the ones that Padres are playing. The Cardinals are Miles Michaelis, the home run derby pitcher himself, is pitching. So hopefully, I guess we want St. Louis to win that game. It feels icky to say that, but here we are. And then the Giants are playing the Mets. So either way, we need the people in front of us to lose, and we just had to keep winning. All right. Before we get to our what to watch fors, I've seen some people that have really have already started putting their predictions in the chat. I'm glad that we've established that this is what we do. We got Ricky. You be thinking about yours before I do that. We got Molly starting us off. 8-3 Reds. Love it with that nice comfortable victory. Get Luis May to pitch the ninth up. What is that? Up 5. That would be awesome. And that means 8 runs. That means Will Benson probably hit a home run. Lance George, Reds 11, Rays 6. Once again, 11 Reds runs would be wonderful. Man, it would be great to be able to see that much. Optimistic John, 6-3 Reds over the Rays. I'd like that too. Anytime we got a Reds team winning, that'd be good. That's, a solid outing for Martinez and then shut down from our bullpen. We got Phoenix Girl 81, Reds 8, Rays 4. Love that. Probably still see Pagan in that one, but a win's a win. Jacob Doyle 7-5 Reds or 7-5 Reds over Rays. Also great. Jacob, if that's the case, I'm sure you're going to be at the post-game show is going to be nice and excited for what we have later on in the evening. We have Mac Rays 9, Reds 2. What is going on? Let's all hope that doesn't come to pass. We don't want that. That means Mac over here. Maybe he's just trying to reverse jinx everything. Corey Phillips, the guy who's leading our post-game show tonight. Yes, sir. Triple A. Martinez leads us off tonight with a 7-4 win. I like that. Let's go. All right, Ricky. Before we get to our we got one more. We got a couple more. Hold on. Daryl Morrow, 5-3 Reds. Once again, all Reds wins. I like this. And then also 5-3 Reds, James Dornseif. So, Ricky, what's your what to watch for tonight, and what we can look for in this broadcast?
All right. I've got 2 for the Reds and 2 for the Rays, and hopefully we can buck a trend here. For the Rays, they've won each of their last 8 road games against National League opponents to hold a winning record. And then
okay.
13 of the Rays' last 14 games against the NL Central have gone under the total runs line.
Huh.
And then for the Reds, I got Spencer Steer has recorded at least 1 RBI in 6 of his last 7 appearances against AL opponents.
Okay.
And Austin Hayes has recorded at least 1 RBI in 4 of the Reds' last 5 home games.
There you
go. I think the trend we're going to buck here.
Great American.
Yeah, we're going to buck the trend of the Rays winning road games against National League opponents with winning records, because we're going to continue winning. We're going to go back to back. We're going to win 2 straight, and we are going to win today. I'm feeling it. I think we're going to buck that trend. What's your what to watch for?
My what to watch for is somebody that I don't think Reds fans are quite ready for. And he is, I don't know if he's in the lineup. I haven't released the lineup yet, but his name is, he's leading off for the Tampa Bay Rays, Chandler Simpson. This dude is what Reds, you're going to be like, who the heck is this extremely fast dude who plays center field? He's everything that the Reds wish Billy Hamilton was. These are his stolen base numbers: 94 in the minors in 23, 104 in last year, and this year so far stolen 50 bags, 31 of them in the majors. I think he's only played 50 games in the majors, so it's just like this dude is running all over the place and is efficient at it. I think there was an article recently that MLB posted of just like who's the fastest man. They showed a bunch of stats, but then they asked the players, and it was just like, the players all voted is like, it's this dude, Chandler Simpson. Chandler Simpson actually went to my alma mater, Georgia Tech. He was the 70th overall pick. And that's how I knew of him, because he was playing for Georgia Tech. But this dude, he what was one of the biggest things with Billy Hamilton? It was like, why do you hit the ball in the air so much? You are fast. Just put the ball on the ground and beat the ball out, right? This dude has a 18% fly ball rate, 18, so less than 20%. I think career-wise, Billy Hamilton like a 45% fly ball rate. So this dude 80% of the time is not hitting the ball into the air. It's either a line drive or a ground ball. He has a 5% walk rate and an 8% strikeout rate. So he's just like making contact, doesn't walk, doesn't really strike out very much. And he's got 65 hits this year, 7 doubles, 1 triple, and 57 singles. So this guy is just, he's just making contact, getting it all in there, and then, using his speed to, get on base and wreak havoc on the base pass. So be prepared for him to do something crazy in this series. I fully bet that he's going to, go first to third on a ground out to second base, or try to tag up from second base and go all the way home on a ball over Friedel's over Friedel's head catch or something like that. Like, he's going to do something crazy. He's going to attempt it. I can almost guarantee he's going to try to run on either Stevenson and definitely on Trevino. So we'll see what it is, but he's somebody that you should keep an eye on because, he's got 0 power. His 1 triple was actually just a line drive that the outfielder misplayed, and he ran all the way to third base. So he doesn't hit the ball hard, or he doesn't hit the ball far at all. But man, he sprays it around and can really would potentially do something to cause havoc. It's the Ellie effect, right? It's what we see with Ellie. When he first came up, he was running everywhere. He was taking every base, stealing every time. That's what this dude is. So just be ready for it. You gotta have good throws coming to first base. You gotta have, from our third baseman, Marte and Ellie, who's kind of struggled with that. So hopefully we will be able to handle that and with Chandler Simpson and have him not wreak too much havoc against us. All right. We have one more, I guess. It looks like before we get the score, some Cincinnati news has come across the wire. Ricky, I know we don't always have Bengals fans in here, but do you want to go ahead and talk about that one, Ricky?
Yeah, Adam Schefter just put out that Shamar Stewart has signed his contract with the Cincinnati Bengals, 4 years, $18.97 million, fully guaranteed, and he'll receive a $10.4 million signing bonus. So we got him. First round pick is signed. So next up,
if it's fully guaranteed, that means the Bengals blinked. Seemed.
Yeah,
they're the ones that caved. That's interesting.
It says the issues seem to be about guaranteed money. If in the event he acted in a way that was contrary to league rules or our rules, what Mike Brown said earlier this week. We said we've been here for a long time. It never happened, and that's what's holding up this contract. And from our vantage point, it's a form of foolishness, and it's ought to just get done. Fully guaranteed, $10.4 million signing bonus. So he's officially signed with the Bengals.
There you go. I know we don't have all Bengals fans in here, but I guess it's always good to get your first round pick signed.
Yeah, little Chatterbox Bengals preview for you.
I know. Who would have thought that the Reds first round pick would have signed before the Bengals first round pick? But anyway. All right, we stalled for long enough, Ricky. We need a prediction. What you got?
All right, so I am going to stick with the trend of the Rays versus NL Central going under the run line, but that run line's 9.5. So I'm going to go with 7-2 Reds.
There you go. We have a couple more. We had Levi orders. 6-7 Reds. I'm assuming they mean the Reds were winning there. We're just gonna have to assume then that one. And then it's Wood. Reds 4, Rays 3. That one's gonna be a heart stopper. If that's where we're gonna be tense in the.
That's gonna be a Will Benson walk-off home run.
Oh, hey, that's great. If that's the case, then Corey T and I believe, are on the post-game show. We will be here live you'll see my reaction. Me lose my mind for that. My prediction is that Martinez goes 5, gives up no runs, but then gets pulled, and the bullpen comes in and shuts it down. And the Reds get 2 early off of Littell and win 2-0 over the Rays. They shut out the Rays and coming off that break and are successful. Senzel over here, 1-0 Rays. Get out of here. If that happens, we're gonna all be real sad. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us. We've had a great time talking about the Reds in this game. Please, like the stream. Thank you very much. Likes equals wins. So do your part to help the Reds. They need it the best you can. And to be honest, let's please, we get to enjoy some like meaningful baseball here, right?
Yeah.
We get to, games that matter. So like if we lose, I'm going to be very upset. Probably more so than a typical game. But if we win, boy, I'm going to be walking on air. So enjoy the intensity of meaningful baseball, and hopefully we're all celebrating the Reds win. We got 7-5 walk-off home, or 7-6 walk-off home run by Marte, and we trade for Suarez. Wow, man, we might have to go for an hour and a half on the post-game show if that's the case.
I'll be honest with you. If Marte's up in the 9th and that scores pop, I'm popping in on the post-game show.
Okay, all right.
See if
like,
it comes true.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Man.
I make sure it happens.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, once again, thank you very much. Please like the stream. Join the post-game show tonight. And hopefully we'll be celebrating a Reds win. So, Ricky, if you don't have anything else, you can hit me with a Go Reds.
Go Reds.